Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kyra here with another Exos Heroes video. And in this video, I want to break down probably the most important video I can make at the moment in Exos Heroes. So let's get into it. So what I wanted to discuss was my gear currently. So what by far the most common question I get on comments on Reddit, Twitch, or what have you. I constantly get the question of how do you have so much faded gear? And I see a lot of people will comment under this like, oh, we spent money, but that is true. Yes, of course. But even if I bought literally everything in the store, all the hot deals, whatever, maybe that's 5 pieces of faded gear. Maybe that's 6 tops. The real thing that gets all this is actually a really free-to-play friendly way of farming the challenges. So I want to break that down. This is it's actually really cool after going through the game for a few weeks, realizing just how much faded gear you can really get from this game just as a free-to-play player. So let's break that down. So the first thing we should do is probably break down how the challenges work, specifically the ones about for how you get the faded gear. So what you're going to do is any of the challenges every single day, you can farm pieces of faded gear. So what happens is as you go through the challenges, what you're going to find is after you beat Maniac for the first time, you're going to open up a special one. Okay, so how they work is they're going to have stricter requirements. So for example, as you can see here, it's like since it's Machine Day, which is Thursday, you're going to have 4 out of 2 or 2 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4 right here. And then now this one, it's significantly harder. Not only do you need 5 machine characters, but then you need something very specific, which is like a rare warrior machine male and then a rare assassin machine male. So the big thing here, how you can make sure you have it, is just hit suggest. And then now you have it. There's 2 rares here that are required in Ned and in Colin, which is actually a very top tier rare for these challenges. So it's going to require you to have those. But what's the benefit of that? Why do I have to jump through all these hoops to do this challenge? And it's for these things here. It's these Star of Fates. So Star of Fates are going to be the currency you use to trade in for faded gear. And you get a lot of them. And you're going to get an allotted amount per attempt based on which challenge you're doing. And you get to do these 3 times. So here's where it gets free to play friendly, is right here. You have 3 attempts remaining. And then for the special challenge, that's all you can do. You can't just sit here and spam it and I just spend all this money. It's you're forced to only do it 3 times, which is encouraging. If you're a free-to-play player, like all these people are not going to just blow past you. The big thing is the whales are probably going to blow past you on being able to get the characters, but the character requirements are only a few of them require legendaries. All of them, the force requirements are rare characters that can be farmed from expeditions. You can do the clocks, you can do the exodiums, all of those things. Yes, they're random, but they're ways to farm. And then the slowest one, which is the expedition, which is you farm the memory shards of the characters, that is guaranteed. You're going to pick exactly what character you want, wait for those to pop in the shop, and then buy that character. So you have methods here. This is going to be something very important. I see a lot of people just feeling bad that they don't have the faded characters or the fake cores, but this is going to be the thing that's going to define your account, especially over time. If you're not doing this, then by the time you even get that faded character, you're just going to get bodied anyway. Now you have Bathory, but then you don't have any faded gear, so it doesn't matter. The gear is what's going to really progress you on your account. Okay. So then now that we got the challenges, where should I start? What's the first challenge I should really focus on? So every single day, I think the absolute best one to focus on, without question, it's not just my opinion here, is going to be the Blessing Sanctum. And the reason why the Blessing Sanctum is so good is how much Starface you can drop per win. And in this one, it's going to be 8, 16, or 24 per drop. This is the one, it's way bigger than all the other ones. I think the max you can drop on the other ones is like 7. Some of them you can only drop a max of 3. This is the only one that can actually high roll to 24, which is crazy. Even the 16 is really good. So even if you just focus on this challenge every day, maybe every other day, whatever, you're still going to farm faded gear relatively quickly. So then, for example, this one, Machine Day, all you need is 1 character and 3 random characters because you already got Glenn. He's literally a character you get from the start of the game. If that's not free to play friendly, I don't know what is. So then, and then that's going to change, from day to day. But at least you're getting 1 out of the 2 required characters for one of the most important things to do to get faded gear. So now that we got an idea of that, which is really good, that's going to be your main focus. That's literally in everyone's account. I think this is what they should be focusing on. Then next, let's actually show how it works. So what you're going to do is after you get some currency, what you're going to do is you have two options here. So you can either go to the Airship Forge, which gives you a guaranteed, drop for the faded armor. So like for example, see how this is a guaranteed drop for 200 of them. You gather up 200 of them, use that guaranteed faded piece. It's random what piece you get, but it's guaranteed you get it. You can get one of these, and it could be physical, magic, random. We'll cover the weapon here in a second. The weapon's different. The weapon does not involve challenges. Well, it kind of does with the dragon, but it's a little different. So then, I think the better thing is, and I believe the math supports this. There was a Reddit post on this. The math supports what you do is you want to actually roll the pieces of gear. And how you roll them is you're going to go here to the crafts thing. And if you have them, it's going to show up at the top. But since I don't have enough to roll, it's not going to, I had to scroll down for it. But here's where it's at. It looks like I'm out of the way. And then what you're going to do is every 5 of these you get, you're going to roll for a chance to get a faded piece, ideally, legendary or rare. So in the beginning of your account, the legendary and the faded are going to be good. I would probably get rid of the rare pieces of gear. I just don't think they're worth it. Eventually in the game, you're just going to only want faded, and then legendary is probably going to get phased out way down the line. But at the time being, I think legendary and faded gear are super worth. Then they also have a pity timer here. Let me make sure I'm out of the way. And then pity timer is going to, after 80 attempts, you get a guaranteed piece of random gear. So unless you're super unlucky, which statistically you're not going to be this unlucky, this 80 attempts is double the amount for the guaranteed one per month. But on average, you're going to be pulling a significant amount more doing the rolls than you would if you did the guaranteed, and you're be getting all this legendary gear anyway. So it's just an objectively better way to roll the gear. So then this is the technique I've used to make sure I'm getting all the faded gear possible I can get. And that's the real way I have all this gear. That answers the question. So then next, I guess the next part of the question is going to be, what about the weapon? And so the weapon is significantly more gated, and is gated by, and then this is something I do not think is free-to-play friendly. I think this is incredibly hard, and this is something not many people are going to get a lot of pieces of faded weapons. But the faded gear, that's something definitely is pretty accessible. So how you get it is through the Holy Dragon Grounds. And so the Holy Dragon Grounds is a raid that changes every day based on type, just like all the other challenges. And then you can get, based on how you do, you can get anywhere from 50 pieces all the way up to 200-ish if you beat it, which is incredibly hard. It takes for not many people do that. So I wouldn't really worry too much about that. I would just do your best, take what you got, save it, and then you make sure you get that guaranteed faded piece of gear once a month. With the weapon, I would definitely hold on and buy the guaranteed. With the gear, just roll it as much as possible. And there is an argument to make that you could roll for the weapon too. Depending on how well you're doing, maybe it's probably where I would at least want one. But the reason why people argue that even rolling for the weapon is good, because rolling for the weapon, that's the only way you can get the exclusive pieces of faded gear, like the character specific ones that change their model and does a whole bunch of cool stuff. So there's really not too big of a difference there. So if you want to roll it, don't feel too bad. I was just thinking, especially in the beginning, maybe just confirm one. But either way, it doesn't really matter. So hopefully that answers the question. Yes, I have bought pieces of, faded gear, but most of them, if not more than double, are all through a free-to-play method of just farming the characters. Yes, I get to farm them more and quicker because I've bought pulls, and I've pulled these characters significantly faster than most people would, but the point still stands that I believe this is pretty free-to-play friendly. So I'm going to be leaving a link down in the description that tells you exactly what characters are required for each day, so you'll know who to farm, what to go for, and stuff like that. I wish I knew who to credit. I know, like, the person who linked it to me didn't know who to credit either. I don't really think there's a name associated with it. If you know who the person is, definitely let me know in the comments, and I will give him the credit he deserves, because this is a very useful list. And with that, hopefully that was helpful, guys. Definitely more Exos Heroes to come. And with that, you guys have a good one. Peace.